Hi, I'm Mike D'Amico, and I attended tonight's presentation by Karl Kapp, and I just wanted to share with you a couple of the takeaways that I got from this evening's event. I guess the first one was when he explained the difference between simulation, game-based learning, and gamification. And what I found important about that was being able to apply the right game, depending on what you want the learner to learn. So it's important to know which one you're going to use to make the learning more effective. The second thing I learned was that learning isn't necessarily driven by the game, but more importantly, it's driven by the level of activity. The more activity you have, then the higher level of engagement and the higher level of learning that you'll get. And then the last thing I took away from this was embedding the game into the curriculum, not having it as a standalone event, but making it part of the curriculum where you set up the game, you play the game, and then you debrief the game. And if you can do it in that order, you'll increase the level of learning that your learners take away. Thank you.
I'm Jane Maloney, and I'm president of Interaction Inc., a small company. I'm a member of the New York City chapter of ASTD. I just listened to Karl Kapp talking to us about gamification. The idea of gamification builds on things we already know as trainers, that people learn more when we really engage them. We can do that in classrooms when we use simulations. If we're using a situation with e-learning, we can do that as well. And I learned something interesting tonight about the fact that if you have a character on the screen, even if it's a crude stick figure, that element of a person observing the learning really increases the likelihood of learning transfer. When we visualize something, if we can visualize it through our own eyes, picturing ourselves using a behavior, or we can picture a third party watching us, like a mentor observing, that in that visualization, it's more effective for the third party mentor. I didn't know that. So in a simulation, with a digital simulation, something online, if we have just a figure online watching, that's important. And it goes all the way to if it's just a stick figure or perhaps an avatar, something where we are choosing a character we want to work with. If someone has a chance to choose an avatar that is like them, that fits the color of their skin, their age, their gender, they're interacting with someone that they can visualize, they can relate to, and it greatly increases the likelihood that they're going to transfer that learning and to really use it in a real life situation. I also learned that we don't always want to make things really easy and successful. If someone is going to learn about how to deal with a really difficult customer or a dying patient or a broken item, they want to learn about that in a simulation. Rather than making it successful, perhaps let them know about it before they get into a real situation. So the importance of finding out how to fix a failure, have an avatar that looks like yourself. These are all things that can greatly increase the success of learning through a game.
I'm Laura Peterson, and tonight's presenter was Karl Kapp. And it was a fabulous presentation, absolutely fascinating to hear the new developments in game, essentially game theory, but also the very important implications for learning, and specifically around some of the neurological aspects, some of the new ways that we learn, why we learn, how we learn. I thought his application of those ideas and discussion of it made it particularly interesting. As well as, of course, sort of the reference to role-playing and simulations, which we all are familiar with from our training and learning and development experiences.
Hi, my name is Kim Howie, and I just was at the presentation by Karl Kapp on gamification. And first of all, I'm very excited after seeing that. I want to go back and take a look at some of the things that I've been working on to see if I can incorporate what he was talking about. What did I learn? Well, one thing is that games don't always have to be fun, which was really a surprise to me. Another thing was he said that that you should do things in third person instead of first person, which was also something I wouldn't have thought about. The other thing was that he said people don't like open issues, that they really like to be challenged, and he talked about Law and Order, which is one of my favorite shows, and he thinks that's a good one to model your games on. So those are my three.